Well, it's nice that we're going home. I mean, the big thing is we're playing, and we have a shot just like the other 9 teams do. So it's going to come down to who plays better on Tuesday.
It hasn't been officially announced, but it looks like they'll go with Keuchel. How big of a challenge is that?
Well, he's been good, and he's been tough on us. And we like the guy that's going for us, and it's one game.
Joe, can you tell us how you found out about it? Did you know while the game was going on, while your game was going on, that they had the Astros had lost?
Yeah, I mean, it was on the board.
That's so you looked up and you saw it. What did you do?
Well, we pinch hit for everybody.
With a handshake?
No. We just pinch. We make sure the guys are okay.
So obviously you're happy to have that home game, but losing 6 out of your final 7, you feel like this team's...
You know, like I said, I've been on teams that played extremely well going in, and you don't get it done, and vice versa. So Tuesday's a new day. I mean, we wake up tomorrow, it's a new day, and we're where we want to be. We're in the playoffs. So I think the guys feel good about that, and they'll be ready Tuesday.
You faced the Astros 7 times this year. What do you think of them, and what do you have to do to beat them?
Well, I mean, they're young. They're fast. I mean, the big thing is we have to shut them down. We have to keep them off the bases. They do have power. They hit the ball at the ballpark just like we do. So for us, the big thing is, keeping them off base.
Joe, you got the outcome you wanted, but not the performance you would have liked out of Pineda.
Yeah.
What did you think of him?
Well, I didn't think he threw horrible. The thing was, he had thrown so many pitches in 4 innings. I just thought, for us to, if we're going to do anything in this, he has to be good, and I don't want to wear him down because if he's going to pitch, he's going to pitch in the second round. So that's why I took him out.
Do you feel good about him going?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Will you work out at all tomorrow?
Yeah, we will work out tomorrow. I don't have a time yet. Obviously, we have to meet and go over things first, and then we will work out.
What does change I've seen it a million times when people go into the playoffs? What does change that you really get the feeling that it's a new
You just
game?
erase. Everything's erased. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you did the day before, 2 days before. It doesn't matter if you won 20-1. It doesn't matter. I mean, the bottom line is, I thought we swung the bats better today. I did. We had a shot, so we got to come out and swing good and pitch well.
Joe, I know it was early, did you think about Wilson in the 4th?
No.
It's too early.
You're too early.
When you guys sit down on this, do you focus in now just on the single game, or do you start mapping things out forward?
Boy, you like to really get ahead of yourself, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what you want, but I thought we swung the bats better today, and like I said, it all starts over. It does. So regular season doesn't matter now. It comes down to Tuesday.
Joe, I'm sure you knew Flaherty's numbers against Pineda. I think they were like 1 for 12. Was there a reason why you decided you had to get him out right at that moment?
Just too many pitches. 83 pitches. I mean, this is a guy that's had major shoulder surgery, and we can't lose him. So, I mean, it's not what I wanted to do. I mean, I was hoping he would roll through 6 or 7 innings today, but it didn't happen. So I got to think on the other side. We got to protect him.
So you haven't been through the 1-game playoff before. What do you think the next 48 hours are going to be like for you and your team?
Well, I think it's a lot of thought process, number one, about your roster, because you're creating a roster for 1 game, which is totally different than creating the best of 5 or best of 7. So I'm sure that will be first and foremost on my mind, and then we'll look at that, and then we'll start looking at matchups and then go from there.
Do you think when you're going into a regular playoff series, a 4-game one, I'm sure there's some anxiety and nerves on guys' behalf, but going into a 1-game do-or-die situation, do you think it's a bigger, sort of a bigger deal for guys going into that?
Well, I think there's going to be anxiety and nerves on both parts, on both sides. I mean, but that's a good thing, because that just tells you that you really care and you really want to win. So I don't mind that. No. Because then if you get to the later innings and you have a chance to win, I can have him go an inning, and I would have felt comfortable with Miller going an inning. But and it's not something that he's necessarily used to doing in the regular season.
What do you expect to get from Tanaka, considering everything he's gone through in the last few weeks?
There are no limitations on him.
And what about physically? I mean, just
there are no limitations.
But his performance, what kind of?
I mean, he's really been pretty good this year.
Right.
I know he had a stinker, but he was rusty, so I feel good about him.
What gives
confidence that this time around, presuming it's Keuchel, that it'll be different than?
Well, you hope the third time's a charm. You've seen him 3 times this year, and you hope you swing the bats well against him.
But it's also the first time he's ever pitched on 3 days rest, too.
Well, we'll see what happens. That's why you play the games.